The new Samsung S25 Edge has just come out and it's disappointing for one main reason. Now, the S25 Edge has come out and it has a big screen and it's really thin. That's the main part of it. It's a really thin phone and it's got two cameras, one of which is the 200 megapixel sensor from the Ultra, and it's priced at what, over $1,000 or euros depending on the market, but it's a thousand. What's over 1,000? And this phone doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess I can understand the concept of having a thin phone because a lot of the phones are really thick and harder to keep in the pocket, but this is a big phone. It's a 6.6 inch or something phone, so it's already big, and so the fact that it's thin, I don't think that's going to be that appealing since this is a really big phone. Now if it was a 6.1 inch phone and that's really thin, I guess I could understand. It's completely small. It's a small phone, but this is a big phone that's really thin, and I don't know how durable it is, because the thinner the phone gets, the more likely it's to bend. So yeah, that's concerning. And we already know all these rumors about the phone, and I honestly didn't have much of a problem with it because I was expecting this phone to have a silicon carbide battery. Now that battery would be able to push out a lot more power, and you could pack a much larger cell in that small space. And honestly, I thought this phone was going to be a 4500 plus capacity phone, but no, this is a regular battery and it's 4000 milliamperes or 3900 milliamperes, and I don't get it. I mean, as much as people might like thin phones, people care a lot more about battery life, because when they're paying that much money for a phone, they want to use all the features of the phone for a long time, and you need a big battery for that. And now we have a really thin phone with a smaller battery and a huge screen, which means that the battery life, I'm not expecting it to be that great. Plus, the phone's really expensive and you lose the telephoto lens, which was a big feature on the Ultra, and everyone really liked it. It was a useful feature. And you only get the 200 megapixel sensor, and I don't understand who will be in the market for this. I mean, unless you absolutely want a thin phone, but a thin phone that's also really big, I don't know if anyone else would want it. And just from my point of view, the people who might want the thin phone would have wanted a smaller phone, but since this isn't the silicon battery tech, it's not going to have a great battery life, and they probably couldn't have made a smaller phone anyway with the same battery, because the battery life would be completely terrible. I mean, if a 6.1 inch phone that was this thin with a normal size battery, then yeah, nobody's going to buy that because the battery life would be terrible. And I feel like Samsung really missed the mark on it. They should have put in the silicon carbide battery in it. The fact that they didn't, it's really disappointing. And if the iPhone 17 Air comes out, which is basically the phone that's going to be competing with this S25 Edge, if that phone has a silicon carbide battery in it, well, the S25 Edge is done. No way anyone's going to even consider that phone. Even the people who want the same phone, they're not going to go for it. They're just going to go for the iPhone, unless they absolutely want the Android experience. But still, this is disappointing, and let's wait and see what happens with Apple, I guess. Now, my theory with why Apple and Samsung was doing this was they were testing out the silicon carbide battery tech, putting in one phone instead of all their phones so they can optimize it properly to make sure there aren't any issues. That might have been the plan, but the fact that Samsung didn't put it in there, it's really confusing to me. I mean, who's in the market for this phone? I honestly don't know. But yeah, the S25 Edge just come out, and I don't think anyone really gonna care about it, apart from going into a showroom and looking at it just to feel how thin it is. I don't think anyone's gonna buy it when the battery life is likely to suffer. And yeah, this is disappointing. And let's hope that iPhone 17 Air doesn't do this and brings out the silicon carbide battery tech. And yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, if Apple does the same thing, yeah, that's gonna be a disaster as well. And considering that the S25 Edge has come out, Apple has time to putting this phone out, and even if they aren't planning to put in the silicon carbide battery tech, they could easily just push the phone back for another year and until they can put that battery in. I mean, no one's in a rush to get that slim phone. The fact that it's slim is not going to be that big of a thing that everyone's going to be obsessed with buying it. So yeah, let's wait and see what happens.